Hi guys, how are you? I hope you're well. Okay, so I am Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Wait, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It is Thursday, right? 5 days post-surgical procedure. Um, I'm doing okay. I went to lunch and unfortunately I right in the middle of my meal, I lost my appetite. So uh I ate part of it, and the rest of it, I was like, "Ugh, I don't want nothing to do with that," which is so unusual for me because when I'm ready to eat, I'm ready to throw down. But I just wasn't feeling it, which Milo benefited from it because he got to finish it, and he was more than happy to finish it. Um, I do have, like I told you, I had bruising. I have bruising, and I don't feel queasy. I just don't have that much of an appetite. And, my body just went through a lot, so that explains it. I'm sure that has everything to do with it. Um, what else? Speaking of queasy, when they were trying to get a definitive answer about what was wrong with me, they gave me, as I told you guys, a CAT scan. So they inject you with what's called a contrast so that the machine can see what's going on with your organs. And it only took like, I don't know, 6 minutes to find out what was going on. And it could see through my hospital gown. I had two blankets on because I was cold, and the machine can see through all of that to see what was wrong. And then they were like, yeah, it's definitely appendicitis. And so, uh, obviously scheduled surgery for later that later in the evening. So, um, the more I talk to people about it, the more they know somebody who's had it or they themselves have had it. One of my closest friends had it when he was 6 years old and had to go to the hospital to have surgery when he was 6. He says I barely remember it, but I know I had to have surgery. So I'm pretty sure that's frightening for a 6-year-old. You know what I mean? That's a lot. All right, so let's talk about what I coach people on and what I talk to you guys about. I heard this the other day and it floored me. And um that lady is no longer her therapist, which is a good idea because she sounds like a moron. Total idiot. So she had told her previous therapist, thank God she's previous, because like I said, she's not dealing with a full deck of cards. Her partner was a narcissist, and her um, therapist at the time told her, well, you should stick with him because at least you know how to handle him. I would never in a million years tell somebody to stay with a toxic person, a destructive toxic person, because at least you know how to deal with them. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, and I would never ever tell somebody to do that. Never. Never. Because their behavior takes a toll on you mentally, physically, psychologically, financially, emotionally. Like I've said many times, every Lee that you have will be destroyed. Okay? Every Lee, financially, psychologically. everything, because they're like a tsunami. They're like a human tsunami, and they destroy everything in their path. Why would I want to tell you to stay in a situation like that? That's just dumb. It don't make any sense. So many people, which doesn't make sense to me either. So many people feel sorry for them, especially the ones who have a sob story. I had a real bad childhood. My parents were so terrible. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear that, because I had a horrific, horrific childhood. I'm not a narcissist. And if I was, I would get my ass into therapy, because I don't need, if I was a narcissist, I don't need to manipulate, trick, steal, and lie from everybody I meet, because everybody I meet, everybody I know, everybody has to pay for my childhood. That's not going to work. So you're going to end up with no partner, no spouse, no best friend, no friends, period, because people are going to be up to here with your shit until they find out, when they find out who you are, then they're going to be like, look here, this isn't going to work. I thought you were this person, but it turned out that you're this person. And I can't deal with that. So good luck. And they're going to leave you. Or they'll ghost you and never speak to you again if you're a narcissist. But the last thing you want to do is feel sorry for them, because they're manipulating and tricking on purpose, because that is how they operate. Their brain is damaged and they don't know any different. So lying, tricking, thieving, manipulating, playing one person against the other, destroying people's marriages, destroying their friendships, getting them fired on the job, which does happen. Why would you feel sorry for somebody that destructive? And it is natural for them to be destructive. Natural, just as natural as it is for you to breathe. Why would you feel sorry for that? And especially since there's options, so far as going to therapy, taking medication, comprehensive therapy. They ain't trying to do all that, because that brings on shame. Shame is one of the worst things a narcissist could feel. So instead of realizing that they are horrible, they would rather treat everybody else like you are the problem, not me, because they're desperate to avoid the shame. Lee Hammock is a diagnosed self-aware narcissist, clinically diagnosed. And he said he calls it the shame monster. We do everything we can to avoid the shame monster. That's right. And so you have to point fingers and toes at everybody else and talk about how horrible they are. And of course, play victim. People are so mean to me. I don't know why. You know exactly why. Look in the mirror. That's the reason. That's the reason. Look at the mirror. Look at how conniving you are. Look how sneaky you are. Look how backstabbing you are. Of course people don't like you. Duh. Just saying. So, anyway, I have a buddy who was at the dog park today, and Milo plays with his dog all the time. And Rick is just a pleasure to be around. He's just really cool, laid back, chill kind of guy. He's really cool to hang around. And he went on a walk today, and I said, well, where do you walk? Because if it's the short walk, I could do it. But if it's a really long walk, I can't, because I had surgery. And so he knows somebody who also had appendicitis. He goes, yeah, I had a friend that, thank goodness he went to the hospital when he did, because that's life or death. I said, yes, it is. Yes, it is. If it ruptures, that's life or death. So he went on the really long walk, and I was not capable of doing that for obvious reasons. Um, yeah. Oh, I know I was going to tell you about the CAT scan. So they inject you with contrast, right? Honey, honey. So it makes you feel warm as it goes into your through your veins. It makes you feel warm. So I started feeling warm, which is expected. And then when it was over, which was only like, I don't know, I don't know, 6 minutes tops, if that, I had one split second of nausea. One split second where I felt like, you know what? And it disappeared. So it just hit me and it was gone. And thank God it was gone because I didn't really feel like puking. And so it's just the reality of medical things happen. You know, medicine makes you feel a certain way and all this, you know. And I told the technician, I said, I had a split second of nausea. She said, yeah, that's normal. And what else was I going to tell you? It went real fast. So I like that. It's nowhere near as loud as the MRI machine. I like that. Although I'm used to the MRI because I've had 4 of them. So uh, they haven't called me yet, probably because they want to give me more time to, you know, to try to get better. Because I think somebody from the hospital is supposed to call me and see how I'm doing. I'm just glad I got it over with, and thank God the abdominal pain is gone. Thank God for that. Because that was getting worse and worse and worse. How much more do you have to deal with before you get a clue that your body is communicating? Like I said before, your body's communicating to you, hey, 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 you better listen to me. So I listened. I listened. And so I'm going to lay here and rest. I got Milo came back from the dog park playing with all his buddies. And so he's been fed and watered and pottied. So he's laying down, which works for me. And I'm laying down too because I need to rest and continue to recover. I am getting slight itching near one of my incision sites, and that's a good thing. It doesn't feel good. Let's just keep it real. It does not feel good, but it's a sign that it's healing. You know, when you start getting itchy, it's you're healing. I cannot have baths yet for obvious reasons. You cannot submerge in water, so I can take showers, obviously. So I've been doing that. They've got what do you call this? Self-adhesive. It's like surgical adhesive. So that's pretty cool. And it's waterproof, but not waterproof as in you could take a bath and soak in a bath for a while because can't do all that. That's not going to be good. So I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're having a good day. And October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I like to support the cause. You know, as you guys know, I lost my best friend to cancer. And I had another best friend that had it. She had cervical cancer and she started thinking the worst case scenario. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait, let's see what the doctor says before we jump to the worst case scenario. What if I'm gonna die and I gotta get all my paperwork's in order? Whoa, let's do timeout on all of that. Let's see what the doctor says before we jump on that page. And she recovered fine. She had cervical cancer. They discovered it early enough and she's fine. I had another friend who had male breast cancer. He was in the tiny percentage of men that get it. He accidentally bumped his chest somehow and it hurt real bad. And that was a wake-up call. And everything happened so fast after that. 2 weeks later, had a biopsy. 2 weeks after that, like a 2 weeks after that, he had a partial mastectomy or something. So they just took that one, that half of his chest they removed. So they basically did a partial mastectomy. And we talked to a lady from the restaurant today. She was raised on a farm. She's had breast cancer, and she had a cousin that was recently diagnosed with cancer as well. There's a strong correlation between the chemicals that are being used on the farm and cancer. There's a high incidence of cancer in the Midwest because of all the farms and all the chemicals. She's a tough cookie. She's doing really well. Very, very well. She had to have radiation and chemo and, the whole bit, but she's doing well. So I want to tell you guys, much love to you. Thanks for your support. You mean so much to me. You mean the world to me. And don't you forget it. If you have a topic or you have a question, put it in the comment section. If there's a topic about narcissism, let me know. And if you're requesting a topic, let me know. And I will cover that. I was raised with narcissists. I've had on-the-job training. And I've dealt with plenty of narcissists, including narcissists' so-called friends and so-called partners. It wasn't a relationship. It was a manipulationship because they're with you to manipulate you. They're not with you for any other reason. They're a leech trying to suck everything they can from you, and then they'll drop you to the ground, step over your body, and keep it moving. That's what they do. I've had lots and lots and lots of experience with it. So if there's a suggestion of a topic that you want me to cover relating to that, let me know. All right. You guys take care. Much love and stay narc free.